Hello and welcome back to the No More Trauma Yoga, Mental Health and Wellness virtual studio. If you're your first time joining, my name is Tanya. I'm a trauma-informed yoga teacher, certified coach, and wellness facilitator. Where we come to practice yoga and Pilates post-trauma for trauma recovery. So in this session, we are going to practice a yin flow to move in this space of flow. So operating in that space of trust. And I think this is a perfect flow. This is actually a perfect flow because we're moving off of that energy. We just had the full moon. So we're moving off that energy of the Pisces sign. And so even though you may not be into astrology at all, but what I really want to take away in that is that the Pisces energy is associated with that crown chakra. And so we're embracing that space of trust. We're embracing that space of compassion. Right, so giving ourselves compassion. Sometimes when that crown chakra is out of alignment or imbalance, then we may experience headaches, migraines, some challenges with the thyroid. We may experience some irritability in terms of the pineal glands. We may feel a feeling of lack of uncertainty of our place in the world, in our relationships, in our workspace. And so how do we go back and build that trust within ourselves, right? And within our decision making, within our creations and ideas and thoughts. So really bringing that self-compassion for ourselves and what it is that we do and how we show up in the spaces that we're in, okay? So we'll be using the Happy deck. This is a published deck that I created back in 2017. You can find it in the Heart of Yin. The Heart of Yin is the apothecary and shop of No More Trauma. And so this is the card trust, and that affirmation is I trust my decisions are being guided by the universe. So perfect card for today. And then possible emotions that you may experience is defensiveness, being on guard, or skeptic. Yeah. So we'll really channel that. So I'm just spraying and clearing the space. So this is the trauma repellent. This can also be found in the Heart of Yin shop. And so currently sold out right now, but that I will be restocking this late fall. So we will open up our space with a meditation. So wherever you are, you can take a block and gently place it right underneath the tailbone if your shoulders tend to round like myself. But if you feel comfortable right on earth, then perfectly fine. Go ahead, stack the soles underneath the shins, or you can come into full lotus where the soles are right on tops of the thighs, where the thighs and the hips meet. Gently placing the palms, resting them down on tops of the thighs if you wish to ground, or palms face up if you wish to receive. Okay? No right or wrong way. Gently rolling the shoulders down the back, slightly tucking the chin. Maybe a soft gaze out in front of you, or gently close the outer eyelids. And we'll take 3 collective breaths together. And inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Beautiful. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale through the nose. Notice the chest rise. Exhale. Notice the compression. And as we're on the mat, just begin to explore the sensations in the body, anything that may have showed up on the mat today. So any discomfort, frustration, sadness, anger, stress, or maybe just feeling completely disconnected. Just honoring the feelings. Inhale. Exhale, softly let it go. And just notice the physical sensations, if there's any stress in the temples, weight in the shoulders and neck. Or any tightness in the knuckles. And again, just honoring and noticing, observing, just gathering that information. Inhale. Exhale. And just beginning to explore these sensations of flow and what that feels like in the body, what that feels like in the chest, what that feels like in the wrists and the hips and the soles. Just exploring that mantra, I trust that my decisions are being guided by the universe. Just bringing it to the forefront of your meditation. And just starting to notice the body become lighter. The crown lighter. So we slowly begin to close this meditation and begin into our flow. A few more breaths here. Perfect. Gently, slowly bringing the body back into the space, bringing your awareness into the body. Just wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, and maybe gently bring the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale. Gently let it go. Slowly opening the eyes. Welcome back. It's a good meditation when you yawn. Alrighty, so we've closed the meditation. We'll begin to move into our flow. So coming up onto the shins, gently releasing the block or bolster pillow if you decided to rest or sit on top of something. I actually have two things now that I think about it. I have my little cushion here. So just releasing anything underneath you. And we'll begin in child's pose. So coming into maybe a tabletop position. So palms underneath the shoulders, okay? And knees stacked underneath the hips. And so we're coming through this pose. So big toes that touch, gently send the heels back, send the tailbone back, and extend the palms towards top of the mat, okay? And if you have any sensitivity in the knees, you can always place a blanket under the knees. So just opening up the shoulders, resting the crown on top of the mat. So child's pose is a really nice hip opener. We lengthen the spine. And open up the shoulders. A great place for reflection and going within. And this pose also supports cramps. If you tend to have cramps, this is a great pose to come into. Gently swaying the crown of the head side to side. You can massage that acupressure point in the third eye. So again, just releasing any attachment to anxiety or headaches, any tension headaches that you may get. And just seeing if you can really soften into this place. You may notice sensations in the hips, the inner thigh starting to open up. And on the inhale, start to notice that thoracic spine rise. On the exhale, notice the body begin to cascade softer into the mat. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. On the next inhale, gently taking the gaze up to the fingertips as you slowly come to rise. Just moving through that tabletop. And we begin to lower down. So maybe bringing the knees closer towards the palms. As you cross the ankles, allow the tailbone to slowly rest onto earth. We'll take shoelace pose. So, and I'll turn this way so you can see me. So whatever direction you choose, again, no wrong way. So taking that right sole, bringing it across that left knee. Okay. So we're going to actually take cow face pose while we're in this shoelace. So noticing the sensation, so the hips are still grounded into the earth. The soles are towards the back of the room. So maybe the sole is just here, that's okay. Maybe try to hook it onto that left knee. So wherever you are, okay. And again, if there's tension underneath that bottom sole, you can extend it out. All right, so again, no right or wrong way, but if you're here, that's fine. But see, once you found a comfortable position, we're going to inhale, sweep that right arm up, just a bit, bend at the elbow, sending that left palm back behind you. Maybe the fingers come to touch, maybe not, that's okay. Mine's don't touch. And so we're opening up tension in the ball joint of the shoulders, right? We're opening up that channel in the lymph nodes underneath the armpit. So a lot is happening here. You may say, Tanya, what on earth? How are we starting this? How are we starting this day? Or how we're ending the day, whatever time you're watching me. So we're allowing this space of flow, right? And so we're releasing any tension in the shoulders, right, in the hips, because whenever we're holding on to an emotion, an experience, chances are it's being held right in this space. So notice the jaw. See if you can soften the jaw. Stick with your breath, right? So the spine is long, the chest is open, and the knees are stacked. Okay, and the knees being stacked is an invitation. So again, if it feels a little uncomfortable, you can always extend that bottom knee. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Beautiful. Gently release that left palm down to earth. Oof, I feel that. And go ahead and release that right palm down to earth. Oof, my shoulders are thanking me right now. There's a lot of gratitude happening in my shoulders. Go ahead and release that right sole. Release the left sole. So feel free to extend the legs before we take it on the other side. And again, it's always normal if one side feels tighter than the other. Go ahead, taking that right sole, sending it towards the left glute, and stacking that left knee on top of the right. So as you can see, mine's isn't completely stacked. And so that's the thing about yoga, is that it's a practice. You don't always get it on the first try, right? And so again, moving in that flow state, this is a flow. So as we continue to flow, there's less and less resistance. Crown chakra, right? So if we create this experience of trust, the less resistance, right? The hearts. If we open and express compassion for ourselves, inhale, sweep the left palm up, bend at the elbow. There's more flow. Take the right palm, send it back behind you. Okay, bending at the elbow. You just heard a little snap, crackle, and pop of my joints. So my right elbow said, okay, we're not going to resist. We're just going to flow. Okay. Breathing here. Practicing grace here. Trust here. Trusting that your needs are met. Trusting the wisdom that you've gathered all the way into this very moment. Maybe you soften the gaze, that's fine. Inhale. Exhale. Try not to round the spine, keep the spine long, right? So crown and head, crown in line with the spine. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Perfect. Gently releasing that right palm down to earth. Gently releasing that left palm up to the sky and back down to earth. And slowly unhooking that right sole towards the front of the room and releasing the right. Whew, I felt all of that. All right, so we begin to move into open dragonfly pose. So straddling the legs towards opposite ends of the mat. So again, yoga is not about comparison. So if your legs are towards the back of the mat, perfectly fine. If you're about 45 degrees, that's great, right? So congratulating yourself on all the wins, wherever you are, okay? Sometimes, you know, we hear it so often, I can't do this, I can't do that. But, you know, celebrate what we can do, okay? So wherever you are in that, we're going to gently extend arms up overhead. We're sending the torso over to the right, right? So there's a gentle twist, and we'll slowly fold over that right knee, okay? So if you need a little adjustment, you can slowly fold over that right knee. Excuse me, I don't know if I said left, but right. And start to explore the sensations that show up on that left side body. Okay. So the idea is gently as you ascend the chest forward. Okay. So maybe grounding into the earth and sending the chest forward. That's how you slowly begin to send the knee to nose, but not forcing yourself there, honoring where honoring the journey there, okay? So also notice if you have really tight hamstrings, you can always take a block, gently placing it underneath the knee, okay? And you still have that opportunity to move into the pose. Okay, we'll be here for 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. On the next inhale, gently lift the gaze, taking the gaze towards the toes. Exhale. Slowly walk the hands towards you as you slowly come to rise. All that juiciness right in the hamstrings, all those feel-good sensations. Or you may say, Tanya, that didn't feel good at all. And that's okay, right? Okay, we're going to take it over to the left side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, gently turning the torso over to the left. Exhale, slowly folding over the legs. So over that left leg, okay? And the idea, again, as you inhale, press the palms into the earth, sending the chest forward as you slowly exhale down, okay? So again, notice sensations in the hamstrings and the calf. Notice that stretch. Also noticing the stretch that's happening right into that right side of the spine, or maybe even the obliques. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Also, if you had to place a block underneath the right side, make sure you're doing it on the left. Okay, keeping it even. 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, take the gaze towards the toes. And exhale, slowly come back to rise. Gently coming to center, and we'll take the block, place it in the center. If that's something you need, you want to rest the crown, because we'll take that fold right to the center. Okay, so maybe there's adjustment here. I'm adjusting myself. Okay, so inhale, pressing the palms into the earth as you allow that spine to become long. Okay, crown of the head is completely in line with the sky. Exhale, walking the hands forward as you slowly become into your fold. Okay, so maybe you're pressed into the forearms, maybe you're here. Okay, either way is fine. But once you begin to find your sweet spot, you can take the gaze down to earth. And if you have a block placed in front of you, you can rest the crown right on the earth. Notice the sensations in the inner thigh. You may say, Tanya, I don't need to notice that. It's letting me know. It has let me know 2 minutes ago. And just send breath. Inhale. Stick with it. Exhale. Remember, each pose is an invitation. So at any moment you say, nope, it's not happening. That's okay. Just see if you can go to a place that feels good. Two more breaths here. Beautiful. Gently lifting the gaze, taking the gaze towards the fingertips, and slowly, gently walking the hands back as you slowly come to rise. Just notice those sensations. Notice what showed up for you. Okay. Maybe asking yourself, where am I resisting? What do I feel that I'm lacking? Okay. And begin to separate the truth from fact, right? Maybe it's not true that I lack this, but it's true that I may procrastinate or may not have enough information. Okay? So make sure we're not disguising it as something else. Okay, the body just gives us information. Okay, so we'll move into our staff pose. Okay, so bringing that left sole to meet the right, we'll come into a staff pose. So the legs are extended towards the top of the mat. Okay? And the toes are flexed towards us, and the palms are actually right at our sides. Okay? And so the shoulders, so a very activated pose. So the shoulders are open, palms down by the hips, and crown of the head in line with spine. So this actually supports great posture. So definitely a pose that I should be doing more often to work on my posture. So very activated. May not look like much, but we're doing quite a bit here, right? Because the toes are activated, the legs long, hips are activated. Strengthening the legs here, even strengthening the abdomen. The transverse muscles, which is the core. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. You're doing good. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Perfect. As we begin to take the soul, sitting it back behind us as we come into our tabletop. So we begin to move into a low lunge here. Okay. So knees stacked underneath the hip, palms underneath the wrist. On the next inhale, gently lifting that right leg and allowing the toes to come into in between the hands, and slowly coming to a rise, right? So that right palm is just rested on tops of the thighs. So we're right into a nice low lunge. Option to take a blanket and place it underneath the left knee if you notice any tenderness. Okay. Okay, so the palms can be rested on tops of the knee, or you can gently rest them right at the hip. A few breaths here. We won't stay here long. Last one. Inhale. Perfect. Now we move into lizard pose. So taking the palms, gently placing both palms on the left side of that right sole. You can take that right sole and maybe heel toe it towards the edge of the mat, and the toes are 45 degrees angled. Okay, you're going to gently slide that left knee back, creating some space, okay, until you notice a nice gentle stretch in between each of the inner thighs. So keeping the hips centered, and so a gentle rocking movement. Okay, maybe you shift the hips back, shift it forward, shift it back, shift it forward, but begin to find a sweet spot. And again, this is really good to place a blanket underneath the knees if you notice any discomfort. Okay? See if you can soften the gaze. Maybe you stay up on the palms, or maybe you come down to the forearms. Okay, so we'll be here for 3 more breaths. So this is where we deepen our yin practice, okay, before we start to slowly bring it to a close. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Last one. Perfect. Gently shifting the hips back just a bit. And slowly, as you ground into the palms, gently take the right sole as you slowly allow it to meet the left as we come into a child's pose. Bring big toes to touch and extending the palms towards the top of the mat as we come into a child's pose. Keeping the spine long. Reminding the body that it's safe. Again, trusting the thoughts, trusting the wisdom and information that the body is giving. Perfect. On the next inhale, we'll gently take that onto the other side, slowly pressing into the palms, moving through your tabletop. Slowly, gently on the inhale, lifting that left knee, allowing the palms, the sole to be planted in between the palms, slowly coming to rise on the left knee. So palms can be rested here, or palms can be rested on the hips. And so just breathing here. Softening the shoulders. Two more breaths. Beautiful. Gently releasing the palms down to earth inside of that left sole, both palms. You're going to heel toe that left palm towards the edge of the mat, toes at 45 degrees. Okay, once you found a grounding position into the earth, gently slide the right knee back a bit, okay, till you find a gentle stretch. Okay, so option to stay grounded on the palms or rest onto the forearms. Okay. Blocks are also good here. If you have to bring a block or a pillow, bolster, whatever you're using, you can always place it in the center and rest onto the forearms. You can send gentle movement, shifting weight, okay? Finding that flow state. Remember, we're releasing tension, releasing stress, so that way we can trust. Inhale. Exhale. Two more breaths. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Gently, slowly coming onto the palms. If you decided to rest onto the forearms, slightly send the hips back, just to neutral, and slowly send the left sole to meet the right. So we slowly begin to close the practice. Bring big toes to touch, tailbone back, extend palms, melt the heart and third eye for compassion and grace and wisdom and self-love, self-care. Perfect. On the next inhale, gently taking the gaze towards the fingertips, slowly walking the hands towards you as you slowly come to rise. Release the soles from underneath the tailbone as we slowly come into our Shavasana, extending the legs out in front of you. Send the tailbone towards the heels and gently, slowly come down onto your back. Just letting it all go, just letting the toes curl outward, palms facing up, shoulders roll down the back. Finding space and grace and lightness in the body. In the mind. In the shoulders. In the heart, in the belly, in the hips, and glutes, in the thighs, in the knees, in the calves, in the shins, in the ankles, in the soles, and the toes. And just coming back to that mantra, I trust that my decisions are being guided by the universe. Inhale. And exhale. Begin to slowly bring your awareness back into the room, back into the body. Wiggling the fingers, Wiggling the toes. And on the inhale, gently reaching the palms overhead, stretching the toes. Gently bringing the heels into the earth as you slowly roll onto your favorite side. Using the arms as a pillow. Having gratitude for your flow. Compassion for yourself. Inhale. Exhale. Gently pressing the palms into the earth as you slowly come to a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Inhale, drain the arms, bringing the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands down, heart center. So grateful for this flow, for this practice. Again, still steeping in that beautiful full moon that just happened, and that energy lingers after the actual full moon, and we can sit in that space and reflect and practice and meditate and do what we need to in order to thrive and live abundantly, love your authenticity, and radiate organic happiness, but most importantly, living a life of no more trauma. Namaste. I hope to see you back in the studio where we practice yoga and Pilates. You can follow the No More Trauma podcast either here, but very, very popular on Apple iTunes and SoundCloud. And you can always follow me on the social media platforms. Don't forget to stay tuned for restock in the Etsy shop of Heart of Yen. See you back soon.